Jamal Murray, 43 points, and the Nuggets, led by as many as 22 points, they never trailed in mollywhopping the Clippers, 131-115, the final. And so Denver is now up 3-2. Hope they don't choke. That would be terrible to lose the last 2 games. Game 6 will be back at the Intuit Dome in the hood in Inglewood. That'll be coming up here in a couple of days. So let us discuss. The better story is in the losing locker room, so that is where we will begin. And it was a dreadful performance, if you want to call it performance, by the team that lost to the Clippers on this night, all the way around. But who gets to wear the loss? The scarlet letter L for the Clippers. I've got Fantastic Sam's, Foggy, and Toolbox. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a viral post is what we're going to make. Not that I really want that, but we're just going to make that. So, before I get into the minutia of the game, you saw the game. I think you know kind of how this is going to go. I don't think this is going to be a surprise here. I'm not going to throw a curveball at you. That's not going to happen. So, before we address the Komodo dragon in the room, congratulations to Jamal Murray, who was moving and grooving throughout the game. Kind of looked like me when I'm out in the playground, Moneyball Maller knocking down those shots there. It was NBA Jam style. He was on fire for the Nuggets. Now, Murray's a second-level player. He's a second-rate player. He's never been an all-star. He's not that good. But on this night, he was. So congratulations. He had an out-of-body experience for the Nuggets. And the big argument in Denver, for those that watched the Nuggets over the years, is, well, Nikola Jokic has no one around him. And people that say that, they're really talking about Jamal Murray. Now, Murray's made some big shots randomly in the playoffs, but that performance right there was, again, out-of-body experience. Now, to get down into the nitty-gritty here of the outcome of the game, the Clippers, it was, I say, the person that needs to wear the scarlet letter, the L, for loser, that would be, I'll use the term Fantastic Sam's here, known for haircuts over the years. Fear the beard. Fear the beard. Now, in the setup to the playoffs, we had talked about this in a previous episode of the show, that this is a legitimate possibility. This is going to happen at some point, this kind of a performance. And sure enough, there it was. Playoff Harden. He's done this with every team he's played on who's actually been halfway decent, mostly the Rockets. But playoff Harden was there. It arrived. The antithesis of playoff Jimmy Butler, who rises to the occasion and almost never, ever gives a half-ass effort in a playoff game. Right? That's what Golden State got. The Clippers have James Harden, who sucked at a time you cannot suck, which is from the beginning to the end of the game, all the way through. He was stumbling and bumbling on the court. It was embarrassing. And not surprising, embarrassing is the word I will use. You can't be surprised. Harden's done this his entire career. It's why, despite having a Hall of Fame resume, and he'll be a Hall of Famer, everyone gets in, Muffet McGraw's in the Hall of Fame, that James Harden's got this kryptonite. And it's like, is he going to really change? Well, no, he's not going to change. So Harden finished 3 of 9. That's 33.3%, half the sign of the devil. 11 points, 4 turnovers in an effort that is a capital U useless performance by James Harden, supposedly one of the headliners. Now, Denver took advantage of some opportunities here. The Clippers allowed Russell Westbrook to shoot wide-open shots, which I'm fine with. If you lose to Russell Westbrook, that's fine. He sucks. So if he happens to make some shots and you lose, you're fine with that. You want him to make as many shots. You want him to take as many shots because the guy's garbage. He's a stat-stuffing loser, Russell Westbrook, so fine. The Jamal Murray thing, at some point you might have wanted to adjust a little bit. Denver shot 17 of 33 from three-point range, 51% on money balls for the Nuggets. Now, is this series over? Is that all she wrote? Is that it now? Well, a lot of low-information fans will say it's over. Of course, we know better than that. It's not a best-of-5. I would agree with you if it's a best-of-5. It's over. But I double-checked, and it's not a best-of-5 OMG, it's a best of 7. So that means no one's decided anything in this particular series. It's a best of 7, and this thing will be going to a 7th game. Book it. Book it, book it, book it. And the encouraging news for the Clippers here, this is a good loss. Let me tell you why it's a good loss. You got playoff Harden out of your system. We did the math on this. James Harden, 10% of his playoff games has been a dumpster like he was in that game. The other 90%, he's usually fine. So you got that out, so you're good for 9 more playoff games where James Harden will be okay. If you play the odds, you do the math. 90% of the time, he's fine. 10% of the time, he goes out there and urinates down his leg like he did in Denver. So, okay, you got that out of your system, so that's good. Keep in mind, the NBA wanted the Nuggets to win this game. Otherwise, Adam Silver, the spineless alien commissioner of the NBA, would have done the proper thing and suspended Michael Porter Jr. for clearly violating NBA Code of Conduct rules by leaving the bench in a skirmish back in Game 4. It's caught on video. It's black and white. He did it, and the NBA looked the other way. They did not follow their own guidelines. Now, I didn't come up with those rules. The NBA came up with those rules because of the malice at the palace and a clear violation. And since the NBA chose to look the other way, and Porter played a great game for Denver, congratulations, that verifies that the NBA wanted the Nuggets to win that game. But they won a Game 7. Game 7s are great theater on television. So there'll be a Game 7 this weekend. Now, moving on from that, we head to Midtown Manhattan, right there, above Penn Station, in the middle of the concrete jungle where the Pistons seemingly wasting money traveling to play the Knicks. Everyone's, it's over. The Knicks are going to win this game. There's no chance the Pistons are going to win another game in this series. Forget about it. Then they had to play the game. Now, Cade Cunningham did not shoot the ball all that well, but he had 24 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and a partridge in a pear tree for the Detroit basketball team. Detroit basketball. The Pistons staying alive. Staying alive. The Pistons get it done. Their first postseason appearance since 2019, and now they've won a second playoff game, and they did it in clutch time on the road, 106-103 the final. So Detroit will have a chance to even things up now on Thursday night, Game 6 at home back in Michigan. They win that, and there will be a Game 7. If Detroit wins that, Game 7 will be back at Madison Square Garden, the Mecca, on Saturday. So that'll give us something to watch on Saturday. Game 7 there. We'll have a Game 7. Clippers and Nuggets will be a Game 7. Pistons and the Knicks, Game 7. Now, let's get down to the big part of this game. Jalen Brunson is getting roasted. He's getting peppered with criticism, the Knickerbocker guard, for his lousy play in this game. Is that fair or foul that Brunson, who has been the heart and soul of the Knickerbockers, is getting just shredded for his play? So it is a fair ball. It is absolutely fair. I don't know how anyone could say it's not fair. I mean, you could be like the biggest fanboy loser. Oh, it's not fair. Oh, he played a terrible game and people said mean things about him. Oh, my God. Oh, shut up. My word for Jalen Brunson is foggy. That is my word, foggy. Brunson is the headliner of an off-Broadway show right there in New York. And he had, on this night, 2 left feet. He could not dance, and he forgot his script. He forgot his words. He had brain fog. He was foggy, was what it was. And Jalen Brunson, who picked up some dopey award. We talked about this the other day on the show, that they came up with these Fugazi awards. They have the Clutch Player Award, which they just, to appease the nerds, they have all the stats. They gave Jalen Brunson the Clutch Stat, or Clutch Player of the Year award, so he got that before the game. Of course, then in a game where you needed clutch play, who goofed? I've got to know. That would be Jalen Brunson, who shot 1 of 4 from the floor in the final 12 minutes of the game, and overall he shot 25% the entire game. Brunson, 16 points, 4 turnovers for the New York Knickerbockers in this game. And last I checked, criticism is part of the equation. Criticism comes with the territory. As the face of the Knicks. As the face of the Knicks, you have to be prepared to face, I don't know, negative comments, possibly. Now, New York has left the door open. It is wide open right now. It is wide open. They're futzing around, and they are setting themselves up for a wacky-to-backy ending. They're going to need wacky-to-backy by the time this series is over, the way things are going here. The Knicks missed not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10. 11 foul shots. Now, the foul shot is one of those things that universally any man, woman, and child could conceivably make. There's a lot of things in sports that people in sports like to brag, oh, you can't hit a fastball. You can't play in the NFL. You couldn't do. Any man, woman, or child can make a foul shot in the NBA. There's no one stopping you. You're there. It's you, the ball, and the net. There's no one going to block it. It's the easiest thing, and yet they missed 11 foul shots. Bunnies. They dropped the bunnies. Don't drop the bunnies. All right, now, last word. Quickly. We head now to Boston where it's all over for Orlando. Jason Tatum, 35 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds, and the Celtics did something that many did not think they could do. They abandoned the three-point arsenal in the early part of this game, and they still beat Orlando by 31 points. And na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na, hey, goodbye. See you later. They're done, the Orlando Magic. So, did the Jason Tatum Celtics gain anything from what turns out to be a gentleman's sweep as the Boston Celtics advance now? They will play on. The reigning champs will play either the Knicks or the Pistons in the next round. So did the Jason Tatum Celtics gain anything from this gentleman's sweep? So I'm gonna nod my head yes on this. And the reason I'm nodding my head yes is they added another element to the toolbox. Good handyman, you got to have a lot of tools. So they added another thing. Now, the Celtics have been a one-trick operation. They're a one-trick band here, the Celtics. But on this night, they've been so dependent on the three-point shot. It's the crutch of the Celtics, right? That's what they fall on is the three-point shot. And they showed against a lesser team to a point they're okay, right? They can leave their comfort zone. The Celtics, who set all kinds of NBA records for most three-point shots during the regular season, it was ridiculous. It was the personification of Papa Shot. Most three-points baskets made. I can go through all the records if you want, but that's boring. Who wants to hear that? I don't want to hear that. I don't think you want to hear that. They made none in the first half. None. Now, it is interesting to note that even though they made none and they won the game by 31 points, the game did not turn lopsided until they started to make shots. They were actually trailing at halftime. Orlando led by 2 at halftime, believe it or not, and then Boston went Knight Rider, and they cranked on the turbo boost. They hit that turbo boost button on the dashboard, and they outscored the Magic, the Celtics did, 73-40. That is a 1-2-3 Cancun for the Orlando Magic. So 33-point advantage for the Celtics in the second half. The C's shot 60% from the floor in the second half and 72%, if my math is correct, from three-point range after halftime. So they had no three-point shots in the first half. They made 13 of 18 in the second half, many of them wide open. But more importantly, unless I missed it, no major snap, crackle, pop injuries. Jason Tatum, who did miss some time in this series with a bruise, played 35 minutes or so in this game, and so all the key figures, all the key actors are going to be there when the play continues in round number 2. So we'll take your thoughts on any of that. If you'd like to be part, you can join us right now. Call up, yell, scream, all that stuff. Say hello if you want. 877-99 on Fox. That's 877-996-6369. Also on X, at Ben Maller. That's at Ben Maller if you want to be part of the program, and your comments can and will be used against you in the court of sports radio. But we're just warming up here, just getting the party started as we work our way through the overnight hours, and the names keep on changing. Or are they changing? You have a garage sale. You got to decide what you want to put on the garage sale and what you want to get rid of. We'll discuss that. We'll get to it, and we will do it next. However, it is it's the A block. It is the 0 hours, so we're excited.
Wrong!
Really?
Wrong.
Really? You sure about that? All right, well, apparently it is not the 0 hour. So what are you sure? It is I'm told it is hour number 1. Wow. Well, is your business struggling? It's Maller here for Express Employment Professionals. If your business is struggling to balance your workforce with production demands in a variable economy, balancing your spending while maintaining the necessary team can be a very tricky little dance. It is time to try something new. We recommend Express Employment Professionals. They can provide contract workers to flex up for peak seasons without having to raise your core workforce headcount. Visit expresspros.com today, and businesses that use Express have ranked it best of staffing for 5 consecutive years. And if your HR team is frustrated and bewildered with keeping up with the changing government regulations for hiring, including leave policies, wages, and overtime, working with Express can help you stay informed and save you time. Whether you're looking for contract workers or a new team member, their streamlined hiring process is more efficient than hiring on your own. Visit expresspros.com today. With more than 860 locally owned offices, you'll get the hiring support you need at expresspros.com. That's expresspros.com.
The NBA playoffs